It's not just about bombs and bullets, it's about minds. The human mind is a powerful weapon. It can be manipulated, it can be influenced. Subliminal psychology understands this. It uses subtle techniques to shape thoughts and behaviors. Subliminal psychology in warfare is invisible. It operates beneath the surface of conscious awareness. It whispers rather than shouts. But don't mistake its subtlety for weakness. Its impact can be profound. Think of it as a hidden hand on the battlefield. It can sway public opinion. It can demoralize enemies. It can even influence the outcome of negotiations. The power of subliminal psychology lies in its ability to bypass rational thought. It targets our instincts, our emotions, our deeply held biases. This makes it a potent tool for shaping perceptions and driving behavior. Propaganda is the master of subliminal messaging. It operates in the shadows, influencing our thoughts and actions without us even realizing it. It seeks to mold public opinion, to shape the collective mindset of a society. It wants to manufacture consent for a particular agenda, often one that benefits those in power. It does this by subtly shaping the information we receive, filtering what we see and hear to align with its goals. Think of a wartime poster. It's not just a piece of paper, it's a carefully crafted tool of influence. A heroic soldier gazes into the distance, embodying bravery and sacrifice. A flag waves in the background, symbolizing national pride and unity. The message is clear. Join the fight. Be a patriot. It's a call to action that appeals to our sense of duty. This is not just overt persuasion, it's subliminal messaging at work, embedding itself in our subconscious. The image of the soldier triggers feelings of admiration and respect, emotions that are powerful motivators. The flag evokes patriotism and duty, stirring a deep emotional response. These emotions are then linked to the idea of joining the war effort, making it seem like the natural, honorable choice. The goal is to bypass critical thinking and appeal directly to our emotional core, making us act on feelings rather than logic. Propaganda often uses repetition to embed its message. The more we see or hear something, the more likely we are to accept it as truth. The same slogans, the same images, the same narratives are repeated over and over again, creating a drumbeat of influence. This constant exposure creates a sense of familiarity and acceptance, making the message feel like a part of our everyday reality. Even if we don't consciously agree with the message, it begins to seep into our subconscious, subtly altering our perceptions and beliefs. Propaganda is most effective when we are unaware of its influence. It works best when it operates below the level of conscious awareness. That's why it thrives on subtlety and deception, using hidden cues and indirect suggestions to shape our thoughts. By the time we realize we're being manipulated, it's often too late. The ideas have already taken root, influencing our actions and decisions. Psychological operations, or PSYOPs, take the subliminal battle to the enemy's mind. The goal is not physical destruction, it's psychological disintegration. PSYOPs aim to erode enemy morale, sow discord, and ultimately break their will to fight. Imagine a soldier receiving a leaflet. It shows images of his comrades surrendering. It carries messages designed to induce fear and doubt. It might even offer the promise of safe passage if he lays down his arms. This is PSYOPs in action. The leaflet doesn't force the soldier to surrender, but it plants seeds of uncertainty. It exploits existing anxieties. It makes him question his loyalty, his cause, his chances of survival. This is the insidious power of psychological warfare. It chips away at the enemy's resolve from the inside out. PSYOPs often leverage rumors and misinformation to create chaos and confusion. This can be particularly effective in the digital age. Social media allows for the rapid spread of propaganda and disinformation, making it difficult to distinguish truth from fiction. The ultimate goal of PSYOPs is to render the enemy psychologically incapable of fighting. It's about winning the war before a single shot is fired. The art of subliminal influence, turning the tide at the negotiating table. This is where subtlety meets strategy and where the unseen forces of psychology come into play. Negotiations may seem like a world away from the battlefield, but the stakes can be just as high. The battlefield of words and wits can be just as intense and demanding. But even here, subliminal psychology can be a decisive weapon. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it, and even more importantly, what you don't say. Skilled negotiators understand that it's not just about the words that are spoken. They know that the real power lies in the nuances, the unspoken cues that can sway opinions and decisions. It's about the unspoken cues that shape perceptions and influence decisions. A slight nod, a raised eyebrow, or a well-timed pause can speak volumes. Imagine two parties locked in a tense negotiation. The room is filled with anticipation, and every move is being watched closely. One negotiator subtly adjusts his posture, exuding confidence and control. This simple act can shift the balance of power in the room. He uses strategic pauses and carefully chosen words to subtly convey his position of power. Each pause is a calculated move, each word a strategic choice. These subtle cues, though seemingly insignificant, can have a profound impact on the outcome of the negotiation. They can create an atmosphere of authority and control. Body language is a powerful subliminal tool. It can communicate confidence, trust, and authority without a single word being spoken. A firm handshake, direct eye contact, or an open posture can convey trustworthiness and authority. These non-verbal cues can set the tone for the entire negotiation. Conversely, fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or a closed-off posture can signal weakness or insecurity. These signs can undermine your position and give the other party an advantage. The way we frame our arguments can also influence the other party's perception. It's not just about the facts, but how we present them. By subtly emphasizing certain points or downplaying others, we can nudge the negotiation in our favor. This requires a keen understanding of human psychology and the ability to read the room. The key is to do it subtly without raising suspicion. The best negotiators are those who can influence without being overt, who can guide the conversation without dominating it. Subliminal influence in negotiations is about creating the right atmosphere, conveying the right message, and ultimately subtly guiding the other party towards your desired outcome. It's a delicate balance of assertiveness and subtlety. It's about winning the mind before winning the argument. By mastering the art of subliminal influence, you can turn the tide at the negotiating table and achieve your goals with finesse and skill. The language of colors and symbols, triggering emotions and actions. Colors and symbols are not just visual elements, they are powerful psychological triggers. They evoke emotions, they shape our perceptions. And in the hands of a skilled practitioner, they can be used to influence behavior. Think of the color red. It's associated with danger, urgency, and aggression. Now imagine a military uniform. It's often adorned with red accents. This is no accident. The use of red in military contexts is a deliberate attempt to tap into those primal associations. It's a way of projecting power, dominance, and a willingness to fight. Symbols carry equally potent subliminal messages. A national flag, for example, is more than just a piece of cloth. It's a powerful symbol of national identity, pride, and unity. Displaying a flag prominently can evoke strong emotional responses and rally people to a cause. The key to using colors and symbols effectively is to understand their cultural and psychological significance. What evokes a positive response in one culture may have the opposite effect in another. By carefully selecting and deploying these visual cues, it's possible to tap into deeply held beliefs and emotions, influencing perceptions and ultimately behavior. The strategic use of colors and symbols can be seen in various aspects of military training and operations. Military psychologists study the impact of these elements to better understand how they can be used to motivate and control. Throughout history, propaganda has utilized colors and symbols to convey messages and influence public opinion. In modern times, these techniques are refined and adapted to different cultural contexts to achieve desired outcomes. Ceremonies and rituals often incorporate these elements to reinforce unity and commitment among troops. Understanding the local culture is crucial for the effective use of symbols and colors in international operations. Advisors and strategists work together to ensure that the use of these elements aligns with broader military objectives. In the field, quick and clear communication through visual signals can be a matter of life and death. Reflecting on their experiences, soldiers often acknowledge the profound impact that colors and symbols have had on their morale and effectiveness. Museums and historical exhibits provide insight into how these elements have been used over time to shape military history. Training new recruits involves teaching them the significance of these visual cues and how to use them effectively. Leaders often emphasize the importance of unity and purpose, using symbols and colors to reinforce these values. As soldiers prepare for missions, psychological readiness is as important as physical readiness, and the strategic use of colors and symbols plays a key role in this preparation.